Welcome to Comic Confidential, a pop culture podcast, a weekly show where we discuss the hottest stuff from the wonderful world of pop culture. I'm your host, Cade Moyer, and alongside me in the studio this week, not in the front of his car, that is Troy Spinner.
I'm in a real seat like a real boy in a real house. I'm very excited.
Oh, how exciting is that? You know you didn't post a picture of your setup in the car.
Oh, I didn't.
I had multiple people hit me up. They were saying, what does Troy's setup look like?
It looks like the interior of an i30 with just a whole bunch of shit everywhere.
Oh, nice.
I'll see if I've still got the photo. I think I might do. If I do, I'll post it. If I don't, just imagine that you're trapped in the front seat of a Hyundai i30, and it's like the sun's on you, and you can't escape it. But you try to put that thing that goes in the mirror, not the mirror, the windscreen. What are those things called?
Sun visor?
Sun visors, yeah. So you put a sun visor up.
Actually, why don't you put a sun visor up? Then you can hide behind it.
No, I did put a sun visor up.
Oh, you did?
Eventually, yeah.
Oh, fuck, you would have looked like a real weirdo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's this guy doing?
Yeah, it was pretty strange. But not as strange as what I really want to talk about this week, Cade.
Oh, why?
Yeah.
What's that?
Bat penis.
Oh, the Bat-a-wang.
The Bat-a-wang. Yeah, this is the biggest news in comic books since God knows what. This is massive.
Yeah, well, play on words there,
No,
hey?
no pun intended, Batman.
Yeah, look, it kind of broke the internet in the comic book world now, didn't it?
It almost broke the internet, just the regular old internet.
Yeah, I heard there's reports that DC are going back to, redact it.
Yeah, they're like, they're just going to have, one of those big black, rectangles that they're just going to, print in everything. Somebody actually has to go around to comic book shops with stickers.
Yes.
Yeah, and just put, the DC logo over the top of Batman's dick.
Well, you know what? If you go out and buy one of those books, they'll become collectors.
Oh, yeah.
Collector items.
Oh, yeah. If you can get one with actual Wang, with Bruce Wang.
Yeah.
If you can get that, then you're going to be set for life. Everyone's going to want it.
It's an unusual choice by the comic book artist, but have you seen everything else in this comic book? I haven't actually read it, but I've seen different panels throughout it, and the artwork in this book is amazing.
Yeah, I read it actually last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I wanted to check it out. Not for the dick. Mostly for the dick.
Mostly. Dick Grayson?
Yeah, Dick Grayson didn't make a single appearance. I was very disappointed. All this stuff about Batman's dick, and it's like, where is he?
Yeah. Oh, I'm so disappointed.
He didn't even show up. All I got was penis.
Yeah. It's not a bad second up.
Yeah. Good second prize. But anyway, yeah. So I checked it out, and it's actually it's beautiful. It looks great. The story, meh.
Really?
It's not meh. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's obviously only a number one, so it'll be interesting to see where it carries on.
So it's not like a one shot.
No, not at all. So this is a new Batman title for DC's Black Label. Batman Damned.
Produced by Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah. No, it's Batman Damned. And I think it's only a 3-issue run.
Okay.
And it effectively it revolves around the death of the Joker, and the Batman's kind of like the prime suspect, and then some other stuff happens, and he takes all his clothes off and gets his dick out.
Well, I guess you can't track me if I'm naked.
That's not what it's about.
I think it is.
Yeah. Maybe. But yeah, so, yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Why is anyone, investigating the death of the Joker and not throwing a parade?
Well, that's kind of the thing. No one is really.
Oh, okay.
But they're kind of like the Batman is.
The Batman's investigating himself?
Well, so there's someone that comes forward and says, I saw who did it, blah, blah, blah. He's like a bit of a crazy person. You don't really know who that is just yet.
Oh, okay.
It's like, I saw him do it, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So, Commissioner Gordon's like,
who cares?
Whatever sort of thing. But the Batman wants to know who did it.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't the Batman that actually did it.
Well, we don't know yet.
Oh.
Yeah, because a lot of kind of this is all, so John Constantine's involved. So there's John Constantine, there's Deadman, there's Enchantress is in there. So it's kind of
very mystical.
Yeah, so it's a little bit sort of like horror / supernatural. And a lot of things happen. I don't want to spoil the comic or anything like that, even though there's no definitive ending.
Yeah.
But basically some weird spooky shit happens to Batman. He's like, I don't remember a thing that happened. All I remember is being completely essentially fucked up.
Oh, right.
And now I'm not. And now the Joker's dead. What happened?
Oh.
Yeah. So he's essentially trying to figure out how it all pieces together.
Fair enough.
And John Constantine's going to help him.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like John Constantine. He's an underrated character in the DC world.
He is pretty good, but Oh no, it's that's a bit too close to a spoiler.
Oh, okay.
So I won't spoil anything.
Tell me off air.
Yeah, I will. But you know, I mean, I got 1,000 more dick jokes if
If that's what you want.
if that's what you want. Just hit me up. Yeah, the other thing, obviously, we've got to talk about this week.
Captain Marvel trailer,
baby.
Ooh, man. Now, what do you think of this? What do you think of it?
I liked it.
Yeah?
Yeah, like, I'm seeing some hate.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, it's like, this is a teaser trailer. You know what the hate is about?
What?
She's not smiley enough.
That's fucking insane. I don't know how else to put it. Like, that's bizarro land.
Like, she's kind of a superhero who's like dealing with some stuff. Like, what's she got to smile about?
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
did you see like Superman and Batman smiling when Doomsday was in the trailer?
Yeah, like, did you see them smiling at all in any of the trailers? Do you know what I mean? I think like Wonder Woman gave a smirk.
Yeah, but that's what she does.
She's so smiley. Oh my god. I wish she'd be less smiley. And then, you know, you get Captain Marvel who doesn't smile at all. It's like, oh my god, I wish she could be more smiley.
I remember them complaining that she was too smiley.
Yeah.
They were like, why is she smoking all the time?
But that's kind of what I mean. That's my point. Like, is it, I don't want to like bring this card out, but can female characters just not win?
No.
You know what I mean?
They can't. It seems like everything is going against them at the moment.
Yeah.
Like Black Widow, she is constantly criticized for her hair. Like, that's not the only thing about the character that, you know, you could talk about.
Yeah, let's not talk about like how badass she is, or you know, or like any of the shit that she does or can do, or how she helps the team, how she is a human on the Avengers, for fuck's sake. Yet no, look, she keeps changing her hair.
Yeah,
and I just don't like it.
Like, I know she can go hand to hand with the Black Order and all that, but I'm totally not digging those blonde locks.
Yeah, it just doesn't work for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, man. But this trailer, I don't know what people expect from a teaser trailer, but I liked it.
I liked it. It showed everything that I wanted to see. I got to see the Mohawk.
Yeah, true.
That's all I cared about.
Yep.
I only wanted to see the Mohawk and maybe like a little bit of like energy beams.
Yeah. You got both of those.
Got both of those. I had two things to check off my list, and I got both of them.
Yep. I wanted two other things on top of that as well. I wanted an old lady getting punched in the face.
Oh, yeah.
And I got that.
Yeah, nice.
So I'm pretty
That's like
happy
a
with
really
that.
weird thing to have on your list.
It's just my thing.
I've been waiting so long for that to be ticked off.
Yeah. And I wanted to see a blockbuster video in a movie. And I got that too.
Now, isn't that like the ultimate throwback?
Oh, man.
So like, okay, this has to be set back in the 90s.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I think it's like one thing that we haven't, like, you know, there's plenty of sort of like eras that we've gone to in movies before, but like I think the 90s is largely untouched other than movies made in the 90s, obviously.
Well, of course, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be great to go back and check out sort of how they portray it.
Now, what do you think of the de-aging?
Looks good.
Oh my God.
Yep.
It is so good. I feel like Marvel has hacked the world and actually got a younger Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, well,
because he looks spot on.
Yeah. I think man, this is going to be the first time that it's used for an entire movie.
Yeah.
And I think from what we've seen so far, I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's going to look so cool. And Phil Coulson as well. We only got a little bit of him, but he's got some sick hair.
Yeah, he does. He looks great. I wish he had a mullet.
Yeah,
but had a little bit of a 90s,
like a Billy Ray Cyrus kind of look. Yeah. Like
I'll
just
dig that.
Achy breaky heart sort of thing.
Oh, spot on. That'll be great.
Yeah.
Now, Troy, there's one other thing that I want to talk about. Now, one of the Skrull leader is Mendo.
Yes.
Now, get this. The Skrulls are going to have Aussie accents.
That can't be real.
No, it's been reported.
What?
Yeah.
That's going to be weird as shit.
So, like this space race.
And g'day, mate.
G'day. I'm a fucking Skrull.
I'm a Skrull, mate. Fucking
secret invasion down under.
How you going? What's going on? Can I steal your body?
Yeah, it'd be good, mate.
Oh, fuck oath. That'd be great. It's gonna be weird.
Like, I don't think that the accents are going to be that thick. But
well, if they're not,
I'm going to be disappointed.
Justice.
Yeah.
That's very strange. So who decided that was a thing?
Well, Mendo didn't want Mendo to change his accent,
right?
So they just ran with it.
I wonder if it'll be
and he's like the top Skrull. So every Skrull's, from what I've known of this film, is like every Skrull is from him.
Ooh,
yeah. So he's like, I don't think he's like the Super Skrull or the Supreme Skull.
Yeah,
But I just think he's like the big daddy.
Okay, the Big Daddy.
Yeah.
There's a movie for you. It's like Big Daddy 2, starring Adam Sandler as the lead Skrull.
I like that.
Get that into you.
Hell yeah.
Who wouldn't want that?
That's another thing to tick off on my list now.
Yeah, okay, that's going to be weird. That's going to be as weird as like every clone from the Clone Wars and the Phantom Menace,
all having
and
Kiwi
all that
accents.
sort of stuff, and Attack of the Clones and all that. Yeah, all having Kiwi accents because they decided to use a Kiwi actor for Jango Fett, which is a bit weird.
It's not too bad though. I like the diversity of accents in the MCU.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Because here's another thing, Troy.
Yeah,
Captain Britain is apparently like in pre-production.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's just
Now,
just as an Australian, you've got to admit it's going to be weird to listen to alien Australians on screen.
Who I want to play him.
Who?
It'll be perfect, and it'll fucking kill the internet.
Right.
Henry Cavill, Captain Britain.
See, I feel like Henry Cavill is the new Idris Elba.
Yeah, because he's beautiful,
Well,
and
yeah.
every man wants to be him, and every woman wants to be with him.
Well, yeah, I get that. But like once upon a time, when there was any kind of movie role,
Yeah.
people were just like, I want Idris Elba. I want Idris Elba, Idris Elba, Idris Elba. And now it's like every movie role that comes up, it's Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill, Henry Cavill, Henry Cavill.
But like, he wouldn't have to change his accent or anything.
Well, look, we don't, he's still Superman.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Is he?
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, we don't know what's going on there, but, if they do have plans for a Superman in the future, you would assume that they're going to continue with Henry Cavill.
Oh, yeah, of course they
Yeah.
will.
So if that's the way they go, then I can't see him being Captain Britain.
But it'll be rad.
Oh, it'd be good? Jason Statham.
Oh,
Might be all right, eh?
yeah, I don't mind that.
Yeah?
He's like next level crazy too, so he'll do it.
Yeah.
I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Don't know any other British actors.
Vinnie Jones.
Vinnie Jones. I'm the Juggernaut.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Kevin Feige's taken over the X-Men in the Marvel Universe, Troy.
Has he?
Yeah, well, apparently.
Yeah, okay. Interesting.
It's like a no-brainer, isn't it?
What did they think was
Yeah,
going to happen?
it's like, that's fake news.
That's fake news.
That's not even news. That's just fact. It's on Wikipedia, mate.
Yeah, it's I don't understand why anybody would think that it'd be any other way. I mean, if the X-Men are going to obviously as they're coming to Disney and we know that and all that sort of stuff, and if they're going to join with Marvel at any point with the Marvel characters, then of course Kevin Feige is going to oversee.
Yeah, of course.
I want to know what's going to happen when Kevin Feige steps aside.
He never will.
What makes you say that?
Well, Troy, would you give up the best paid, obviously, job in the world?
No, probably not. And he's doing such a good job too, so why would we want him to step aside?
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, I have no segue. I tried to think of one very quickly in my head, but I have none. But do you want to talk about the Predator?
Anytime.
Tell me about the mission. Did you see anything unusual?
Like an alien, you mean?
He saw something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And your men? Someone or something tore them to pieces.
I think they're attempting hybridization. They're upgrading on every planet they visit.
We need to know if you pose a threat.
We're assassins. Isn't posing a threat kind of the point?
After checking out the 1987 original Predator movie last week, naturally we had to come back and see what the 2018 sequel had to offer. The Predator, released here on September 13, on paper looks like it has a winning formula to be a killer sequel with the great Shane Black writing and directing and a cast filled with some great young Hollywood talent. But how does it stack up IRL? Let's find out. Cade, what's this movie about?
So when a young boy accidentally triggers the universe's most lethal hunter's return to Earth, only a ragtag crew of ex-soldiers and a disgruntled science teacher can prevent the end of the human race.
Yep.
Don't agree with that synopsis.
Not at all.
Nope.
Starring Boyd Holbrook as Quinn McKenna, Olivia Munn as Casey Brackett, Trevante Rhodes as Nebraska Williams, Sterling K. Brown as Traeger, with Jacob Tremblay as Rory, Keegan-Michael Key as Coyle, Yvonne Strahovski as Emily, and Thomas Jane as Baxley, directed by Shane Black, with a runtime of 107 minutes. Money. Talk to me about it. How's this going so far?
It's interesting because this is a pretty blockbuster film.
Yep.
So these numbers might shock you. So the opening weekend is $24 million.
Yep.
Domestic total of $31 million, with a worldwide total currently sitting at $67 million 1 week out.
Yeah.
With a budget of only $88 million.
Yeah, only.
Well, it's interesting because we kind of compared this to a couple of previous Predator movies. So Predator 1 had $18 million, Predator 2, $35 million, and Alien vs. Predator had a whopping $17 million.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy.
So this is by far the highest budget Predator / Alien vs. Predator movie we've gotten.
Yep.
And we will talk about how that shouldn't be the case a little bit later. But critically, this is not doing too well. So Rotten Tomatoes has it at 34%. Audience score has it at 48%. IMDb 6 out of 10. And Metacritic has it at 49.
Interesting, though. Isn't that the same rating that Metacritic gave Predator 1?
No, I think it was a little bit high. It was in the 50s, I believe. I can't remember.
That's barely
we spoke
anything.
about this a week ago, Kate. I don't remember.
That's a lifetime ago now.
It's a lifetime ago. All right, so you want to get into some good, bad, and ugly truth then?
You don't want to just talk about it a little bit at general?
Okay, we can.
We'll do a little bit of a spoiler-free moment.
Okay, spoiler-free.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
Or do you?
I'll go first.
Okay. Because I feel like yours might go a little bit quicker.
Okay. I goddamn hated this movie.
Oh, yeah. I've been reading the socials, and you have not been a happy boy.
No, this movie is, from start to finish, an absolute train wreck.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow, that's pretty rough.
Look, there are some bits and pieces, and I'll talk about those when I get to the good and all that sort of stuff. But ultimately, for something that has the pedigree behind it that this movie does, and an $88 million budget, for the love of God, this should have been 1,000 times better. And while there were some great throwbacks to the original, and while there were some kind of some little glimpses of good quippy dialogue,
yep,
and some pretty good action scenes, I'll admit, overall, this movie had more plot holes than I've ever seen in a goddamn movie, and I just I went with 3 other guys. Just a very quick shout out to Callum, Josh, and Zane.
Hey boys,
who sat with me through this, and throughout the entire film, there were audible groans from our row.
I think there was just too much testosterone in that row.
Maybe.
Sounds like a bunch of manly men, not getting their manly quota in.
Well, it's also weird to say that there were a bunch of audible groans from a row full of guys.
Maybe they were really enjoying it.
Yeah. But at one point, Josh got up and laid down on the floor because he just didn't want to watch anymore.
Wow.
He got back up and joined the rest of us, but it was an hour and 40 minutes of just head shaking, just what is happening.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there any reason for that? Do you think you went in there with Predator 1 in mind?
No, not at all. And the reason why I know that I didn't is because my kind of expectations for this movie had already started to drop off. And they started to drop off when I saw the first main trailer.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, so we're going to have Big Predator versus Little Predator, and they're talking about gene splicing and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I'm a bit worried about how this is going to go. So I went in there hoping that I would get a really good Predator movie.
Yeah.
I walked out knowing that I got a steaming pile of shit.
Oh, wow.
What about you?
Yeah, look, I'm going to say this movie, it's just mindless entertainment. Mindless, bloody entertainment. Because this is the most bloodiest / violent Predator movie we've ever got.
Yeah.
Easily by a large margin. So that's kind of ticking off those boxes for me that I'm looking in a Predator movie. But if
we've never got it before, how can you tick it off as a box of something that you want?
Well, I mean, Predator 1 was kind of gory.
Yeah.
And Predator 2 was Predator 2.
Yeah, it was gory for other reasons.
Yeah, and because I was trying to stab my own eyes out, so
Yeah.
I was seeing red everywhere. But I mean, this one kind of ticked that box of like I wanted to see extreme like predators, extreme blood, extreme violence, and like it was just like tick tick tick. Okay, you earned yourself a little point for me there, Predator boy.
Cool.
It was a lot funnier than I was expecting. And
really?
Yeah. Like I didn't go into this movie. Like I knew it was going to be a funny movie from all reports that I've heard.
Yeah.
But it was a lot funnier than I was expecting.
Yeah, look, I'll admit there were a couple of times where I'm like, hey, there's the Shane Black I know and love.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like, it seems like Shane Black took his character from the original Predator.
Yeah.
And like just put him in a little grinder and was just like topping himself off on top of everyone.
Well, if like you've pretty much nailed it on the head by saying that, you know, it's like Shane Black was topping himself off, because it seems like this is just Shane Black just masturbating all over the place. And it's like, mine,
Yeah.
mine.
Oh,
How I want it.
absolutely.
And it's like, come on, man.
Absolutely. He's kind of like taken what he loved about the Predator 1, and that was himself,
Yeah.
and put it in everyone in this movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which, I mean, I say I didn't like it, but in some moments it worked really well.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like this was the MCU version of the Predator.
What?
No, it really did, just because of that, like that whole mentality about it. Like, this is like a super. It's the most dangerous creature in the galaxy, Troy.
Second most.
Second most, I guess. Well,
Yeah.
who knows? The xenomorphs could come from a different galaxy.
Yeah, I was talking about Mickey Mouse from Disney.
Oh,
Yeah. Disney
yeah,
is the most dangerous.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. But yeah, I don't know. It just seemed like this was MCUified, and it kind of seems to be a thing now, where your big action movies have to have all these like little quips in them, and this movie is like quip after quip after quip. I reckon about a good 50 of them hit the mark, and 50% of them, and then the others were like, okay, at least you tried. Because I was genuinely going through this movie and I was like, man, this is a ball. Like, it was like a ride. It was insane. And once I kind of let go of that and I threw my hands in the air and I was enjoying it, I was like, all right, it is what it is.
Okay. To say 50% of the jokes landed is mental.
No, it's not, Troy.
Mental.
No,
but
no.
Look, this is your time.
But
this is your time.
I feel like 75% of this movie was awesome, and then 25% of it let it down.
I am dying right now. You know why I'm dying?
Why?
Because this movie gave me cancer.
Oh, wow. I'm really sorry to hear that.
Yeah. This is. I think we should get into the nitty gritty, because
Okay.
I don't want to just shit on a movie without kind of pointing out why I feel like it was so bad. Because
Yeah.
I don't want it to just sound like, you know,
I hate it.
yeah, I hate it. It didn't have
It's
what
not
I
Predator
wanted in it.
1.
Yeah, you know, because I don't give a shit if it's not Predator 1. Because no movie since Predator has been like Predator 1.
Exactly.
Predators was pretty close.
It's
until
not
it got
too
a bit
bad.
sort of weird towards
Yeah.
the end. But yeah. So
overall, hit, shit, or split for you, mate?
oh, it's a shit.
Is it? Wow.
It's a massive shit.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Don't recommend people see it at the cinema?
Look, I don't.
And it's a Netflix special?
If it comes to Netflix, I want you to check it out, because I want you to suffer like I suffered.
Wow.
No, look, honestly, if you do get a chance to check it out and make up your own mind. Obviously, it's more of a hit for you.
Yeah, mate, it's a massive hit for me. This was like, I had pretty high expectations for this movie to come out. The trailer made me go, oh, I don't know about that. Just lower that bad boy like down to 0.
Yep.
So I went into this movie pretty fresh, and I was like, I enjoyed it.
Okay.
It was fun.
How high were you when you went and watched it? Yeah. Look, let's get into some spoilery talk.
Yeah, okay.
So we'll get into the good, the bad, and the ugly truth. So do you want to kick off with the good? Anything more you want to add to it?
Yeah, look, it's just the action in this movie was fantastic, and you can kind of see how modern day action movies just really, really excel in those like high tension moments, where the 80s, I guess I'm gonna do a little bit of comparison to the original Predators,
Right.
Because,
Which, mind you, I have not done at all.
yeah, I know, and you've done a fantastic job. I'm very proud.
Thank you.
And this is only like to, I guess, boost this movie because the original Predators didn't have the budget that this did, so it had to have a lot of hidden, I guess the Predator had to be hidden a lot. It had to have its action happen off screen, and then the dead bodies would kind of fling into scene, and they're all skinned and stuff like that. Whereas this movie seemed to like really take charge and really show what these Predators are capable of.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
Look, like I said earlier, the movie's bloody as any Predator movie ever will be, and it actually feels like it's a legit sequel to number one,
Right.
because there's so many throwback lines to it. They reference like 1972 100 times.
Yeah. Look, I think 1987, you mean?
Yeah, did I say 72?
Yeah.
What am I on?
You're back in Nam.
Yeah.
I will agree with you that yeah, there was some pretty good throwbacks, and I think like it got to a point where they're just like, hey, if we don't reference the original one, no one's going to give a shit about this
Yeah.
one.
There was one line in it that kind of was a little bit cringy.
Yeah.
And it was, get to the choppers and there's motorbikes there.
Oh, see, no, that is the only one, or one of the only ones that I thought was like good. I'm like, come on, all right, if you got to figure out a way to squeeze it in there,
It was good.
Like-
I laughed. And how can you not? Once you realize it's that, you have to let go and enjoy it.
But here's the thing, right? Because I could not let go of just logic.
Yeah.
Because we're at a military base,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden, there's just a whole bunch of fucking motorbikes, and all of them apparently have the keys in them, and they can just go and get to the choppers, and then all of a sudden, they've just taken all these goddamn bikes in like a split second.
And they were like a good 100
They
meters
were
away.
a long way away.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And there are so many of these moments, these head scratching, like who let that get past? That I'm just like, how? Like, how did this movie? How did a test audience sit through this and go, not bad, not bad. This is the product that I want to put out.
Well, I reckon from what we saw, a test audience saw something completely different because I'll go over this in the bad when we get to it.
Yeah.
But
I do have a couple of other little good bits that I'll throw out there
good.
just before we move on to the bad. Look, I will agree with you that there is some exceptional gore in this movie. I will agree with you that some of the action sequences when they happen are quite good. There are glimpses of classic Shane Black dialogue.
Yes.
Throughout this whole thing, and I did get a chuckle out of a couple of them. I think one of the ones was. The Nettles guy, the guy with the long hair, says to McKenna's wife, I didn't think your speech was very inspirational, but that guy just called me a pussy, and nobody calls me a pussy, so I'm going. Like that sort of thing. Like that was, it's completely out of place, and it's weird, but it was funny. It worked in that particular thing.
Well, you see that there, and I feel like that's such an 80s line as well.
Maybe.
And it works just so well.
Yeah.
I felt like the lore was continued through pretty well for the Predators.
I will give you that the first 15 to 20 minutes of this movie had me really intrigued.
Yeah?
I like for a second there, like for 15 to 20 minutes, I thought we were going to be having a pretty good ride.
Yeah,
and
right.
pretty much once McKenna posted his package off at the bar in Mexico,
Yeah.
fucking straight downhill.
Really?
About as quickly downhill as a movie can go downhill. And it's like a scene change. And it's like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Can I just say that little invisibility device stayed in his system for a long time?
No, this is one of the biggest things that we picked out from this whole thing. So let's talk about the arse crystal for a second.
Yeah.
Because he has this invisibility device, right, that he swallows. Mm-hmm. At no point do you see him shit it out, which is...
Oh, no, you do.
No, when?
There's a moment when they're at the farm.
Yeah.
And everything's kind of gone down with the, I guess, the agents.
Yeah.
And I believe they've taken his child.
Yeah.
And he's like, hang on, I need to go do a shit. And
Does he say that?
Well, he doesn't say that, but
Right.
there's effectively, you hear
I
it like...
couldn't have missed that.
No, he flushes a toilet and you see him like doing his pants up and stuff as he walks out the
Right.
thing.
Okay, then that's fine. Right? If that's the case. So he gets it out of his system.
Yeah.
And then the
But it
next time
feels like it's weeks later.
it's a long time later. And then when he sees his kid, so it's like, I need this ass crystal now. So I'm going to shit, and this is the shit that's going to get it out.
Yeah.
This is the one. I can feel it. It's right there now.
Yeah.
I've moved it around inside me, and I've got it to where I need it to be. Now I need it conveniently in the shit. So then we see him with his kid, and he just pulls it out of his pocket and just gives it a little rub on his shirt and just gives it to him.
Well, to be honest,
that's an ass ball.
He was cleaning it.
It's an ass ball. And now everybody else is running around. Olivia Munn runs around with this ass ball towards the end.
And it was pretty big to swallow.
Yeah, big to swallow, big to shit out. Like, if he's going to take a shit, at least have him screaming.
Yeah.
Because, like, either he's used to it or, I don't know, man. The ass crystal was insane.
Yeah, fair.
It was
It was pretty silly.
fucking mental.
What did you think of the Super Predator, though?
Didn't really care for it.
Oh, really?
Did you notice that at one point, while the Super Predator was hunting the people in the forest, it still had infrared vision with data on the side, regardless of it having a helmet on?
I did notice something weird, that his vision... I just
Are we willing to let these things slide?
I just put it down to that he is enhanced.
Right. So it makes sense maybe that he would be enhanced with night vision. But there's like little vocal cues on the side and stuff like that. And it's like, the same vision that he would have in a helmet. Are we just led to believe then that this guy has evolved to a point that they don't need those helmets?
Yeah,
Is that...
Absolutely, because...
Okay, then why wouldn't they explain that?
Well, they kind of did, because Olivia Munn says, oh my God, you can see his exoskeleton is changing.
Yeah, that doesn't mean the guy doesn't need a helmet anymore, because all of his vision is the same as what used to be in the helmet.
Well, you never know. Like, it really could be, because they've taken so many other things from all these other creatures, and who's to say that they haven't got like a nanotechnology that...
Could be, never explained.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the flaws of the movie, is that there's just too much that's really left open. So you want to get into the bad now then?
Oh, do I? Oh, do I? Here's what I want to talk about.
Okay.
Olivia Munn.
Yep.
I love her.
Oh, she's great.
I have spoken so highly of Olivia Munn over my life of knowing Olivia Munn.
Who would have known that scientists were such great,
Soldiers.
soldiers, yeah.
Like, okay, where does that come from? I'm a scientist at Johns Hopkins University. However, I'm also the fucking best military operative the world has ever seen.
Yeah.
And I'm also as fast as
The Predator?
the Predator.
Yeah.
Like, I can run with the Predator and keep up with him.
Yeah.
And I have a gun the whole time. And at no point does the Predator, which kills things that have weapons, ever decide that he's going to turn around and try to attack her.
Well, to
At
be honest,
no point.
he never really noticed her with the gun.
So you're telling me the world's greatest hunter, the world's greatest killer in the universe, didn't know that Olivia Munn, a scientist from Johns Hopkins University, was clomping along behind him.
Have you been sponsored by this university?
Johnny Hopkins University.
Taking enrollments now.
Yeah, I once smoked weed with John Hopkins. Yeah.
Yeah, righto, Elon Musk.
Where?
Look, I think what you're missing here is the fact that she shot a dart in her foot, and only her foot went to sleep.
Well, that too, right?
Like, this dart is strong
Eventually,
enough.
she went to sleep. Like they
Well,
because that
true,
that
but-
led to the hotel scene, the fucking weird hotel scene
I thought that was funny.
where they're just all putting like weird stuff around her.
It was funny. I mean,
And
these
then
are
she-
guys who are like got screws loose in their
that's
head.
fine. But she wakes up and they have a 5-minute conversation, like a weirdly long conversation about, did you just say eat my pussy? No, I said, geez, your pussy pushy. Like it was awkward. It was awkwardly long. Like the joke was there. We get it.
Yeah, I know, and they should have left it.
But it continued
Yeah,
weirdly long.
it did. It
So,
did.
the fact that Olivia Munn was basically like soldiers were getting slaughtered around her, and yet she managed to get naked,
Yeah.
get clothes back on, get a gun, chase the Predator, and then, meet up with the guy.
Okay.
It's just bizarro.
Can I give you something that's going to make you? I don't know if this is in your list or not, but this is gonna like make you question something, Troy.
Yeah.
Now, it's revealed in this movie that this predator has actually come to Earth to help the humans.
Yeah.
Now,
And proceeds to slaughter them all.
Yeah.
Like,
What's up
I
with
have
that?
this gift for you that is going to stop predators, yet I'm here to murder all of you first. Like,
It's insane.
yeah.
And
it's kind of like if the mailman comes to your house to deliver you a package, you open the door, he punches you in the face, spits on you while you're on the ground, and then gives you your package and says, "Have a nice day."
Yeah. I guess.
Right.
Look,
That's the human equivalent.
I guess so. Look, it's a massive. It's the biggest plot hole in this movie.
Yeah. It's huge.
It's huge. And considering that this predator actually has the ability, well, I guess all predators do now, have the ability to translate their language into human English.
But you don't need to when you've got a 9-year-old kid that's autistic and is the next stage in human evolution.
Yes, Troy, can I just talk about this? Now,
Please tell me you had a problem with the kid.
I did.
I'm not going crazy.
No, I had a
Okay.
huge problem.
Thank
And
you.
I
Thank
feel
you
like
so much.
this is now a cliche in movies.
What's
where
that?
the kid has to be a little bit different
Yeah.
to be the hero, to save the day.
And that's fine. And I mean, like, let's give people with disabilities their time on screen. That's fine. Let's be, let's diversity all the way around and all that sort of stuff, right? But let's not for a second make the rest of us feel like complete morons.
Yeah.
Because this kid who has autism can also understand alien languages, alien tech,
Yeah.
and the rest of it. And at one point in this movie was so afraid of a goddamn school alarm, right? And then 5 minutes later, he murders a crackhead.
Yep.
And blows up a house that probably had a family in it.
Possibly.
And then doesn't even blink an eye.
Yeah, I don't know how that whole neighborhood didn't go on lockdown.
Exactly. And these are the things that I can't let slide.
Because it seems, well, this whole movie's essentially based in the burbs.
Yes.
And that house explosion was massive.
It was
it
huge.
was seen blocks away.
Yeah.
There's kids still walking around.
Yes, exactly. And there's like a police thing that goes over the radio, and it's like, oh, there's a lost kid.
Yeah.
There was also a massive explosion, and multiple people are dead right now. Do you know what I mean? And then for that kid to then go to his dad shoots someone right in the face, and then he has like a little joke. Oh, I thought you said no one was going to get killed.
Yeah. It's not like, oh my God, Dad, you just killed someone in front of me.
Yeah, and there's explosions going on, and this kid's just like, yeah. Remember that school alarm? I don't either.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. It's crazy. The rules change so often.
Too much.
Too much. Way too much. What I feel like, though, is that that's probably a result of bad editing. I feel like there was so much left on the cutting room floor.
But that's not good enough, mate. Like,
Oh, look, I'm not saying it is.
you
Like,
can't. Where do we get to a point where we give shit movies a pass because some things are like okay in them? Do you know what I mean? It's like this is not just like a terrible, I don't know, like a terribly written movie.
Yeah.
It's terribly written. It's terribly edited. It's in some parts terribly acted. Like, there are just so many bad things that I just refuse. And I'm usually the positive guy. You know me. I refuse to give it a pass.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay. So I just want to go over a couple
The
more
kid
things.
gets a goddamn job with the military.
Yeah,
Kate.
that's insane. That's insane. Okay. I'm going to go over a couple of really quick things in my bad list.
Sure.
No suspense in this movie
No,
at all.
none.
Like, and that's what Predator is.
Yeah.
Like, you go back to the first one and it is just like, oh my God, what is going to happen?
Yeah.
The technology is so much better to make this threat so much more dangerous. And I mean, we get a super predator and I feel like no one is even scared or bothered by this thing.
It just rocks up. It just caves that other predator's head in and
Yeah.
just looks at everyone and it's like, peace out.
So,
And then wants to fight them later.
yeah.
Then wants to fight them. Like, you know what I mean? It's like he doesn't even want to fight them. He's like, I'm going to fight that kid.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to fight that 9-year-old kid.
That
'cause he is-
9-year-old kid is the most impressive specimen on Earth.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
That is the next stage in human evolution, my
Yep.
friend. Yeah, so it's just like, it is just bizarre from start to finish.
It is. It is.
The sequence on the bus, right? The prisoner transport bus.
Mm-hmm.
The entire thing was cringeworthy.
You mean when the bus driver didn't turn around at all to see that
Yeah,
all
just
these
hanging
other
out,
guards
just chilling out, just like, oh yeah, you know, what am I going to do for lunch? Oh, I'm not sure.
Oh, am I going to look in that mirror to see that all my
that's-
other staff members have just been murdered?
Oh, two guys have just run in there. Well, that's a lot of noise. I wonder what's going on back there. Now I'm dead.
Yeah. I know. I know.
But the whole thing, like even the back and forth between them, it's like they, how can I put it? It's like they paused for applause for the jokes.
Okay, yeah, I could give that.
Do you do you get it? Like it's kind of like Keegan-Michael Key says something.
Yep.
1, 2, everyone starts laughing. It's like, come on, man. I don't know what's happening here. Is this the editing again?
It is.
But yeah,
It is.
Something went wrong.
Editing was tight, loose. It was just so uneven. There was scenes in this movie that have been like completely dropped.
Yeah.
Because this kid drops the predator mask,
Picks it up. Or has it.
has it somehow.
later.
Yeah,
Yep.
he drops it in the neighborhood and then has it later on.
Yeah.
And it's like,
1000%.
Now, who's the main bad guy in this?
You tell me.
Yeah. Okay.
His name's Trevante. No, not Trevante. That's the guy's actual name. Traeger.
Traeger. Let's call him that.
Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see his death scene?
No, I don't think so.
He died.
Yeah, like I know at
he's-
some point he died.
But did you know how?
I thought he got shot.
Yeah, his own gun shot him.
Okay, is that what happened?
Yeah, on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And this guy was like one of the main antagonists in the whole movie, and he's gone in a blink of an eye. Like you would blink and you would miss it.
Here's about the point where I just said, you know what? Fuck this goddamn movie. Fuck it right in its beautiful face. Because there's a scene where Thomas Jane is impaled on top of a tree.
Yeah.
And Michael Key is disemboweled at the bottom of the tree.
Uh-huh.
And they lovingly look at each other because we know there's this backstory between them that was filtered throughout this movie. They lovingly look at each other, give each other a nod, and then both shoot about 2 seconds apart and both kill each other.
You know what? I was actually expecting one of them to die and the other one not to.
Yeah, look.
Just because that's the way the humor was written in this movie.
It was fucking weird, man. It's just like that is an actual scene that someone painted and thought that it would be cool or funny or something. And it's just, it defies everything.
All right. You want to talk about something that defies everything?
I do, because I've still got a few more.
I want to talk about the end scene.
Oh,
Are you ready to get to that part, or do you have anything else you want to add before we look at this?
No, look, I'm pretty well happy to get to the whole final kind of battle with the ship and like all that sort of stuff. I'm happy to go there.
Oh, I was skipping all past that.
No, I refuse to.
Okay.
There's a couple of things that happen in this thing. Let's talk about the shield for a second. The shield on the plane, the Predator plane.
I love that.
So you loved the fact that a guy drops underneath.
Yep.
And he's fine. And a guy stays on top and he's fine.
Yeah.
But then a guy just like, what do I do? What do I do? One's dropped, one stayed up. I'm just, legs are off. I'm gone.
I thought that was cool.
See ya.
And
then
I could see it happening.
And then the other guy that's on top, his emphysema just kicks in. And it's like, I'm coughing up blood now. I guess that's cancer. See you later, pal. I'm out. I'm going to throw myself in this jet.
Oh, see, I didn't even notice that.
He started bleeding from the mouth.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't notice.
They referenced earlier that he had cancer or something or whatever. So he had lung cancer. So it's kind of like, my lung cancer has just gotten really bad. So now I might just kill myself to try to save the day.
See, I kind of figured he's like, well, I'm on the top of a spaceship that there's no way for me to get off this thing.
No, that's not what happened.
Yeah.
He started bleeding out the mouth. He coughed, blood came out, and then they kind of looked at each other lovingly again. And he's like, I'll see you later, pal. And then just jumps in the fucking jet.
It's pretty rad, though.
It wasn't.
It was rad.
There was nothing rad about it.
It was the raddest thing.
Then we get inside the ship, which, by the way, now
It's
the
not
dad
airlocked.
knows how to get into.
Oh, yeah, I noticed that. But he did see how the kid did it. So maybe he has a really good memory. I'm stretching.
Okay, you can let that go. He gets hung up.
Oh, and then he shoots one bullet or
shoots
two
two
bullets, and it's a perfect circle.
And a perfect circle falls out. Why are you people letting these things slide?
It's all part of the ride, baby.
Right. And let's not forget the fact that Olivia Munn is 1,000 miles away.
Oh, and then she's like, when the guy's legs
and she sees the guy's legs get cut off somehow, and then turns up exactly when she's needed when the plane crashes. So I'm assuming
I think it's flying around in circles.
It's flown back around to where she was. That's the only way, but you don't see it. You're just led to believe that the ship is like still fucking goddamn half a country away.
Yeah.
And then, she's just running like a friggin' champion.
Well, she can run quite fast.
She can run quite fast. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What else have you got then?
Oh, well, look, that's pretty much it for me. Look, I want to talk about the end part.
Oh, yeah. Oh, damn, yeah. We're going to talk about
Now,
this for a sec.
I thought they were going to completely fuck up the alien timeline here
How so?
with this pod that was there.
Oh, you thought it was going to be an alien.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like a xenomorph or...
That would have been fucking mental. Like, in a good way.
Yeah.
That would have been amazing. Instead, we get this
Iron Man
stupid
suit.
nine-year-old kid. Oh, Dad, the pod just sent me a message. Oh, what's it say, kid? Oh, I guess you could call it the Predator Killer. And I'm like, oh my God, who is writing this goddamn fucking dialogue? It's like, oh, the Predator pod wants to connect with you on Messenger.
Yeah.
Do you accept? It's like, yes, okay. It's like, oh, hey, in here, it's a thing called something so bizarre that I need you to simplify it to the Predator Killer for anybody else that you're talking to, because they're not the next stage in human evolution. They won't understand. So just simplify it for me, buddy. Can you just tell everyone this is the Predator Killer? Oh my God.
So you just explained it, Troy. That's really well done.
So that's how the scene went.
Yeah.
And then we get this
Which looked like $20 CGI.
god awful CGI, Cade.
That is I can't
You agree
believe
with
they
me,
put
right?
that in.
Yeah.
I cannot believe it.
God awful.
That would almost ruin a movie.
It's like they ran out of money and they're like, this is what I wanted. Who's good at Photoshop? Oh, this 9-year-old autistic kid. Let's get him onto it. And then they've created this fucking Predator Killer suit. I hope it comes in 42 long.
Yeah, it was the worst.
I hope the rope that I hang myself with comes in 42 long, because this movie was arse.
Yeah, now look. I got one more thing to say.
Okay, is it good or bad?
No, it's bad.
Okay.
And that's Arnie turned down the opportunity to cameo in this.
Thank God.
No, he should have been in this because I wanted... Like, could you imagine if we got, like, everyone who had fought the Predator and survived?
Yeah, it's a pity at some point that they didn't reference Dutch.
Yes.
Because they said, oh, look, it appeared in 87 and then it appeared in 96.
Yeah.
And these things are starting to get more and more frequent. And we haven't even touched on why it is coming, Cade. This goddamn, like, political agenda that this movie is trying to push about climate change.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Let's not even get into that.
Okay, so we've got 1 to 2 generations left, and apparently the Predator knows that that's the case. So the Predators know that that's the case. So they're going to come to, like, Earth, because that's where all the best fucking warriors are, apparently, and they're going to get all the, like, human DNA. They're going to harvest it, before it's too late. So this guy, this Predator guy, comes, murders a whole bunch of people, and then gives them a goddamn suit. And says, use this.
Yeah.
Use this to beat... Oh, man. I can't. Let's
wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. The ugly truth.
Ugly truth?
Yeah, for you.
Look, don't go into this movie expecting anything more than what it is, I guess. I went into it, no expectations, and I just enjoyed it for what it was. I know it kills me, but like I can look past all the bad editing, all the loopholes to go in there and like this is essentially a Transformers movie.
Oh God, I would much rather watch a Transformers movie. The only thing that is better about this movie than a Transformers movie is that it's an hour shorter than a Transformers movie.
It was a very short movie.
It was an hour and 40 minutes still. Like it's a long ride for this. But, you know, Transformers movies, good 2.5, nearly 3 hours long.
Yeah,
That's
3
the
weeks.
only difference, right? Because I would much rather sit through a Michael Bay, like, jerk-off fest than I would sit through this movie again.
Hey.
Hey.
But listeners,
No, I'm not finished. I just want...
I'm
just gonna
wrapping
get-
up the bell.
No, I'm going to get my ugly truth out. Just so everyone gets a bit of an idea as to, you know... Look, and realistically, the movie should have been great.
Oh, absolutely.
The movie should have been so much more, but for me, it was just an incomprehensible mess. It was filled with gaping plot holes, inane characters, some genuinely terrible dialogue coming from a guy known for, like, dialogue delivered with a rapier wit in Shane Black. This is 1,000% a non-recommendation from me. This is a shit. This movie has more shit on it than fucking McKenna's ass crystal that he just gave to his kid. He just blew on it, just rubbed it on his shirt and said, there you go, boy. Get some ass crystal.
Well, it's still a rate from me. I had a fun time with it. Let us know what you thought of The Predator 2018. Was it a hit, shit, or was it a split? Well, that's the show, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, there are 3 things you can do to help support the show.
1, you can go to iTunes and leave a 5-star rating and review. 2, you can go to patreon.com/ComicConPod and sign up to become a Patreon to help support the show on a monthly basis from as little as $1 a month. Or you can share the show around social media with your friends, and that would help us out a great deal as well, baby.
Oh, that's so good. That's probably one of the best things people can do is just like recommend it to someone.
Yeah.
Just go, hey, do you like movies? Do you like guys that don't agree on everything?
Did you hate The Predator?
Or did you love The Predator?
No.
This is the episode for you.
What are we doing next week, man?
Next week, we are talking about Iron Fist Season 2.
Oh, yes. Yeah. We're going to do that. And it's going to be good.
So far,
Maybe.
who knows?
We'll see how it ends. In the meantime, you can join in on the conversation at various social media outlets, which are
Comic Confidential on Facebook. You can also join our listener community. That's Comic Confidential Listener Community. And we are also everywhere else as at Comic Con Pod.
That's right. We also have a website.
And that's comicconpod.com. Past episodes, future episodes, and everything in between.
And that is it, guys. Thanks for listening. As always, I'm Troy.
And I'm Cade.
And this has been Comic Confidential, a pop culture podcast.
Cheers.
Peace. Of shit.
What?
Like The Predator.
Oh, wow.
What a fuckhole of a movie.
I might go back and watch it again on Tuesday.
I wanted to rewatch it again.
And then I'll call you.
And then, but I refuse to spend any money on this movie again. I'm not spending a cent more.
I want to watch Predator 2 again.
Yeah, you could do that.
You know,
you could do that by yourself.
The only reason I want to watch Predator 2
yeah, why?
is for the end scene
Yeah.
where there's all the different skulls.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was a cool touch.
That was like the only reason you'd want to watch that movie.
Yeah. Well, there's 2. The other one is obviously Danny Glover.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah?
He's like the dad of Donald Glover.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like oldish Gambino.
If you love this podcast, then head over to comicconpod.com to check out the other incredible shows on our network.
Whether you love comedy, pop culture, or movie and TV reviews, CC Radio has got you covered.